Hey, hello everyone! So in this video, let's go over the entire 2025 AI timeline from DeepSeek R1 in January to toward the end of 2025, Google Gemini 3. So 2025 is a big year for AI, and I really like to record the entire development of AI, all the major events in a full timeline. I'll say them in the video, and I hope to do this kind of video every single year. And right, today is actually the end of January 2026. I've already prepared the video on December 2025. I recorded the Chinese version of this video on January 1st, but I have procrastinated recording this English version for a month now, and no more procrastination. Okay, today is the date. I'm going to record this. I'm going to publish it, no matter how bad my recording sounds. Okay, I know my English feels really cringe, but I have to start. Okay, I have to start, and I listen to myself, and I try to get better. And as I record more and more videos, my English presentation skill will improve. Okay, now let's begin. So the Chinese version took me 41 minutes, and I hoped the English version will be less than 30 minutes. I'm gonna try to move fast and not get into too much detail. Let's begin. First of all, overview of the 2025 AI major trends. So extended thinking and native modality. These two became the standard across all frontier LLMs. At 2024, it was not the case. At the end of 2024, OpenAI released O1, and people started to realize that, oh, if we allow the AI we train the AI model to think for a long period of time, it increases the chance of it being able to solve very complicated problems. So right now, the LLMs they can do extended thinking and native multimodality as well. If we want to generate an image that sticks to some description, maybe the best way is not to train a dedicated image model. We should actually take an LLM that's already good at processing text tokens, and we train it to have to support generating images in a multimodality way. That appears to be really good in 2025. And one big news of 2025: Google Gemini quickly be catching up. So at the beginning of 2025, the Gemini 2 is still not on the same level as OpenAI, but at the end, oh my god, the Gemini 2.5 Pro and 3 Pro, they are dominating LLM arena. So they completely dominate LLM arena with pretty much no other competition, and that is the year for Google Gemini for sure. And vibe coding, the term vibe coding appeared, and vibe coding became a thing because the base models are getting good enough so that generating code without people actually looking at it becomes much more reliable. And two, these tools that allows people to do vibe coding are also getting better. The codex, the cloud code, and the cursor, which is my favorite, they're all getting good enough so that vibe coding actually becomes much more reliable. And we have AI videos, we have Veo 3 and Sora 2 getting really good. They now have sounds. We have AI browsers, ChatGPT Atlas and Perplexity Comet. And of course, AI agents everywhere. Everywhere. For the biggest news in China, so the dominating LLM in China is actually not DeepSeek. It's actually Doubao. It's from ByteDance. Yes, the company who owns TikTok. So it reached 100 million daily active users by the end of 2025. Actually insane. So Doubao is not really famous in international for international audience, but in China it's really dominating. And in Chinese, a lot of Chinese companies have a lot of open weight models. They're all evolving fast. We all know DeepSeek made a lot of headlines, but not a lot of people have heard of the Qwen series from Alibaba and the Moonshot AI, Kimi 2 and Minimax and GLM. They're all rapidly evolving open weight models. They all came from teams in China. Okay, now let's take ourselves back to January 1st, 2025. What are the state-of-the-art models? GPT-4o, OpenAI O1, and O1 Pro. The O1 Pro was behind the $200 per month of OpenAI Pro subscription. So that was the smartest model, and people throw the hardest math problem at it to test its abilities. And Cloud, the Anthropic's Cloud 3.5 Sonnet, already known as the best coding model, and the Cloud continues to be leading the coding model race in 2025. So at that time, state of the art was 3.5 Sonnet. People suddenly realized this thing is really good at coding. And Google's are Gemini's 2.0 Pro and Flash. If I did the research correctly, at that time these two are already out, but they cannot compare to OpenAI models yet, not yet. And the state-of-the-art open weight models right now are Llama 3.3 series at that time. So at that time, Meta's Llama from Llama 2 and Llama 3 are all dominating the open weight race. But towards the end of 2025, they are not. It's no longer the case. Okay, and I spent a lot of time researching this, compiling this whole Notion document. I tried my best to make sure everything in this video is accurate. Okay. I tried my best to look into the specific date of every single event. If you found any error in this video, please let me know in the comments. Thank you. I will read all the comments, or you can email me at this address. So me, as a beginning YouTuber, I will read every comment, and I value every feedback I get. So if you want to talk to me, you leave a comment and I will see it and I will respond to it. Okay. Thank you for giving me any feedback. And now let's officially begin 2025 AI4 timeline. January 20th, DeepSeek R1 first released by DeepSeek and completely blow up the entire AI field. So it's an open weight model. 671 billion parameters and 128k context window, which is not impressive in 2026 standard, but at the beginning of 2025, 128k context window is considered very large. So it is a very strong reasoning model from the Chinese team DeepSeek. It shocked the entire world. So DeepSeek R1 at that time, it matched O1's performance, OpenAI's flagship O1's performance, and plus it is open weight under MIT lessons. Plus, allegedly, it has a really low training cost. Much lower comparing to any model of this size of similar performance. So one unique thing about the DeepSeek R1 is that it can show the thinking trace. It thinks out loud before it responds to it, whereas OpenAI O1 doesn't really do that at that time. So it gives people the ability to really look into how these thinking models are thinking behind the scene before producing the result. Shocked the entire world. For a few days, it reached #1 downloaded app on iOS App Store in the US. So this spot has been for OpenAI, for OpenAI ChatGPT, and later on the Sora app for pretty much the entire year. So DeepSeek, for a short period of time, it reached #1 downloaded app, which is pretty impressive. And because of this, so Nvidia's stock price briefly declined due to fear of falling computational demand, which is very unreasonable in my opinion. So if anything, the news about the success of DeepSeek should increase the demand of Nvidia's computing power, and the Nvidia stock price decreasing, that is completely unreasonable. And of course, I'm correct. Towards the end of 2025, the Nvidia stock price came back and grew about 30-ish% for the entire across the entire 2025. But for DeepSeek, another thing is that there are allegations about distilling GPT models. So, because sometimes in the thinking or in the response, it will say, as a model from OpenAI, something, which could be a sign of, DeepSeek is distilling GPT's response in this training data. But there's no other very solid evidence for that, because if you just crawl data online, it is reasonable to suggest that you crawled something about as a model produced by OpenAI or something, because the internet is filled with things like this already. Okay, so we don't know about that for sure. And DeepSeek, in my personal opinion, so it has some quite unique personality. It's pretty witty, in my opinion, which is pretty underrated because there's no really benchmark that really accurately capture the character, the wittiness of the model itself. And finally, so at model this size, so DeepSeek R1 still has really serious hallucination problem. It doesn't say it doesn't sure. It's not sure for things it shouldn't be sure, and it confidently spit out things that are obviously false. So hallucination problem at the beginning of 2025 is still a problem, especially for DeepSeek. Okay, January 30th. I have to speed up. Okay, at this rate, I'm not finishing within 30 minutes. I'm going to speed up. January 31st. O3 Mini released by OpenAI. It's a smaller reasoning model, smaller than O1. It's matching O1's performance, and it's cheaper in API price and respond faster than O1's, but still not that fast compared to O1. So from this point in time, I've been using O3 Mini in Cursor as my go-to model. It's pretty good. really good, really good performance. Although the thinking time is pretty long. The response time is long. And February 6th, Andrej Karpathy coins the word vibe coding in this viral tweet. So the vibe coding, although the term came from this single tweet, but right now everyone uses it, and Andrej Karpathy obviously lost the control over what vibe coding really means. Okay, so no, I didn't mean to ask that. Sorry. Vibe coding, mostly right now, to most people, means heavily relying on LLMs for software development. Why vibe coding is getting good? Because base LLMs, especially those trained for thinking through hard problems like O1, O3 Mini, are getting incredibly powerful, and tools like Cursor are also getting better. So vibe coding can really be a thing. So coding obviously is the means. It's not what you really want. You want to build something to solve the problem, and coding is a tool for that. But what if the LLMs are so good at coding that it liberates human from actually writing the code or even reading about the code? And that's where vibe coding really means. Heavily relying on LLM for software development, not even looking at the code when you're coding. That is vibe coding, and I have to keep my vibe up for the entirety of the video. I know speaking English feels cringe for myself, and the longer I speak English, the less of a happy vibe I give, and I have to remind myself that. Okay, and in fact, I've been vibe coding my entire 2025. I have pretty much didn't handwritten any code at all. In fact, as early as 2023, where ChatGPT was not even 1 year old, I made a little coding project completely heavily relying on ChatGPT. It's actually GPT 3.5 and GPT-4, which are very stupid models in today's standard, but even they are capable enough of helping me build a little side project, vibe coding project. It's called Hold H Video Speed Controller. So if at this point in the video you think, oh my god, this guy speaks English really, really cringy and really slow, you want to speed up, and on YouTube you can only speed up to 2 times speed if you're a free user. So you can try this little extension from the Chrome Web Store and Microsoft Edge add-on, Hold H Video Speed Controller, completely free, completely lightweight, but extremely powerful browser extension. Okay, what you can do is you can hold H to temporarily change the speed of the video to this, and if you release H, it goes back. It's absolutely game-changing feature. That sounds very simple, but completely changes the way I watch every video and increase my productivity by a lot. I promise you, it will significantly boost your productivity. And I will thank you. I would really appreciate it if you try it and leave a 5-star review. Every time I receive a 5-star review, I get an email saying someone actually give me a new review on Chrome Web Store, and it will make me really happy. I'll get an email and it will make my day. And thank you so much. It's called Hold H Video Speed Controller, and this is the interface. Very simple, right? There's not even CSS in it. It's pure HTML and JavaScript, completely written by AI. This is a video of the current. This is the playback speed of the video. You click apply, you change the speed. This is the speed of the video if you hold down the key H. I would recommend setting it to 4. You hit apply, and every time you want to speed up the video, hold H. That's it. Simple. I'm really, really proud of this project. Maybe in the future I will make a separate video introducing how this thing works. Maybe I'll try to design a few ads for it. Yeah, but this will be for another day. Okay. So February 17th, Grok 3 and Grok 3 Mini released by XAI. So from this time, Elon Musk and XAI are joining the top tier AI race. So it's 10 more training compute compared to Grok 2. And Grok is joining top tier LLMs from Grok 3. February 24th, Cloud 3.7 Sonnet and Cloud Code released by Anthropic. So Cloud 3.7 Sonnet is a hybrid reasoning model. It can think like O1, or it can not think and immediately respond. So this is different from Cloud 3.5 Sonnet. So since Cloud 3.5 Sonnet is already the top coding model in the world, and Cloud 3.7 Sonnet is one step further. It's the new top coding model. February 27th, GPT 4.5 released by OpenAI. So internally, it's codename called Orion, and it is initially and actually, as right now, actually available only to ChatGPT Pro subscribers, which is $200 per month subscription. So it is although obviously it's not open source, it is speculated, and I believe it is a very, very large model. It could even be the largest large language model in the entire world right now. The API price is extremely expensive, and it's really, really slow response. It's not a thinking model, and it just spit out tokens really, really slow. So those are all, and of course, including the expensive API price. Those are all signs saying that GPT 4.5 is actually a really expensive model. It's a really large size model. So it's probably another attempt by OpenAI about model size scaling law, maybe increasing parameter count by a few more magnitudes. Maybe the model will get really better. But apparently, this is not what they found. So GPT 4.5. So there are a couple of occasions, either by tweet by OpenAI or Sam Altman or other announcements saying that GPT 4.5 costs a lot of GPU to compute, and apparently it's not as impressive as it could have been compared to stuff like GPT 5. So perhaps we reach a point of model size scaling law not working beyond this point. The return on investment is not justifying itself. Okay, March 6th, the Manus got released. So it's the first general agent, and pretty much within 24 hours of the release, blow up the entire internet. So it is a general AI agent. It's not AGI. It's not artificial general intelligence. But the fact that but I'm going to guess that because the reason it got so popular is because many people took the general agent thing as AGI. So it is, of course, very powerful, but it clearly isn't AGI. So it has its own dedicated. It's like a dedicated virtual machine or stuff. You can prompt it to allow the Manus agent to do a lot of incredibly complicated things for you on your behalf. So it's very, very powerful. They don't have their own model, but their agent infrastructure makes use of all the other models really well. So towards the end of 2025, it reached 100 million ARR, and on the end of 2025, December 29th, it is acquired by Meta. March 24th, DeepSeek v3 0324 released by DeepSeek as an improvement over DeepSeek v3, which is released late 2024. It's an open weight, also 671 bit parameter model. An improvement version of v3, DeepSeek v3, that incorporated post-training techniques from DeepSeek R1. March 24th, 4.0 native image generation released. So 4.0 model was already released in 2024. So March 25, 2025, they released the native image generation, and this is a massive leap from DALL-E 3, the previous model powering the image generation in ChatGPT. So this is really something. It's a whole new level on realistic and character consistent image generation. So it has very strong realism and a really good text rendering. So AI image models drawing text is no longer completely crap. It's actually pretty good, and even generating Chinese characters, which are very, very complicated. The GPT-4 is getting good, and it has really strong character consistency comparing to all the other models at that time. So you give them your face, and if you want it to do something, the character consistency is really high, which makes it really makes it much more likely and even impossible to be popular on social media. You can upload your face or some celebrity's face and like to do something. And GPT-4 native image generation has great character consistency and instruction following. So one thing that gone viral is the Ghibli style, which is a pretty popular anime style image. It went really viral. You upload an image to GPT-4 and let it give you a Ghibli style anime image, and it does it really well. So Sam Altman, towards this day, is still using his Ghibli style image on X as the profile picture. It's already about 20 minutes. I'm not gonna finish the video in 30 minutes. I need to speed up. Remind myself to speed up. Okay, March 25th, Gemini 2.5 Pro released by Google. So it debuted at number one stop on the Llama Arena leaderboard and stayed number one for a really, really long time. So this is when Google LLMs are really starting to make a comeback. So it has 1 million token context window at launch. Generally a powerful model. So last time I checked, it's still top 10 at LLM Arena leaderboard at the end of 2025. So that's when Gemini 3 Pro is already out. So Gemini 2.5 Pro is still top 10. So which shows how good Google models have been in 2025. And April 5th, Llama 4 series released by Meta. So they are, as usual, open weight, natively multimodal, mixture of expert architecture models from Meta. So they are Llama 4 Scout for 17 billion active parameters, 16 experts, 100 billion parameters. Llama 4 Maverick, also 17 billion active parameters and 400 billion total parameters. So those are the Meta state-of-the-art models, but they are not really considered state-of-the-art anymore in 2025. So there were internal leaks or rumors about the AI benchmark manipulation. They try to boost their Llama benchmarking scores, but I don't know for sure whether that's true or not. And they're all rumors. So at the end of 2025, so Meta is falling behind the open weight model race. It's not as dominant as Llama 3 and 2 series once were 1 or 2 years ago. April 14th, GPT 4.1 released by OpenAI. So initially it's only available in API, and later is available in ChatGPT as well. The GPT 4.1's API price is 20% cheaper than 4.0's API price. It is very, very similar to 4.0. It's marketed as good as instruction following, and there's a new tier. So it used to be the regular 4.0 and 4.0 mini, and now for GPT 4.1 there's a new nano tier, the 4.1, 4.1 mini, and a new tier 4.1 nano, which is really cheap and fast responding, but of course dumb, but perhaps enough for many use cases. And I believe GPT-5 series also have the nano tier. April 16th, 03 and 04 mini released by OpenAI. So Sam Altman and OpenAI initially canceled the 03's release, but later changed their mind and released them anyway. So 03 on top of 03 is different from 01 in that it can sync with images inside the thinking, and in the launch post there are a couple examples for that, and those are really, really cool. 03 and 04 mini could agentically use and combine every tool within ChatGPT, including web search, file analysis with Python, visual reasoning, and image generation. Really, really cool stuff. April 29th, Qwen 3 release series released by Alibaba as open weight models. There are a family of 8 hybrid AI reasoning models ranging from really small 0.8 billion to 235 billion parameters. So Qwen 3 series are very strong open models from this point. May 16th, Codex released by OpenAI. It is not the Codex we know right now, in fact. So at that time, that Codex release is a cloud-based software engineering agent that can work with many tasks in parallel, powered by a model called Codex 1. The interface is actually inside a web, I believe, but I can't remember. It's a long time ago. So May 20th, Cloud Opus 4 and Sonnet 4 released by Anthropic. So there are both top coding models from Anthropic once again. So from the 3.5 and 3.7, the Anthropic named their models Cloud 3.5 Sonnet or Cloud 3.7 Sonnet, but maybe putting the numbers in the middle doesn't make that much of a sense. People call it Sonnet 3.5 and Sonnet 3.7 anyway. So since the Cloud 4 series, the naming changed. The number is not at the end. Cloud Opus 4 and Cloud Sonnet 4. Those are the standard name of Anthropic models. May 24th, Veo 3 released by Google. So this is the first major video generation model with native audio synthesis. You can have people talking in the video with synchronized voice. Very, very mind-blowing video generation model. May 28th, DeepSeek R1 got an update. It's an incremental improvement over DeepSeek R1. June 10th, OpenAI O3 Pro release, the O3 series O1 Pro. Again, very powerful and very expensive, $200 per month only. Right, I believe that's true. June 25th, Gemini CLI released by Google. It's an open source AI coding assistant terminal. So this open source AI coding agent thing is getting popular. It's getting pretty popular in the web. It's a pretty popular model for AI assisted coding. I don't know what I'm about to say, but sure. July 9th, Grok 4 and Grok 4 Heavy released by XAI. Now, Grok is on the 4 series, so they are crushing the benchmarks, incredibly strong. They are, without a doubt, one of the top models, top LLMs in the world. July 9th, Comment browser finally launched by Perplexity. So Perplexity, this is a Perplexity AI native web browser. It is still a browser itself, but a heavily used the Perplexity's service to as a way to reshape how browser experience works for regular people. So for the entire earlier first half of 2025, Perplexity is pretty much focusing their entire force on Comment browser. July 11th, K2, another very powerful open weight models released by Moonshot AI. Open weight, mixture of expert architectures, 32 billion active parameters, and 384 experts. 1T, right? 1T, 1 trillion total parameters. Very, very big model. Another great open weight model from a Chinese team. August 5th, Cloud Opus 4.1 released by Anthropic. So 4th was already released. 4.1, another incremental improvement. Again, crush all the coding benchmarks. August 7th, the big news, GPT-5 released by OpenAI. So this is a new flagship from OpenAI. It made a lot of news. Headlines dominated many benchmarks, including some coding benchmarks. The GPT, and I remember at the launch video or the live stream. In the video, they even invited Cursor CEO there to try out GPT-5 in Cursor. And from this point in time, it unified the GPT series and the O series. So it can think like an O series model, or it can give an instant answer. From this point in time, OpenAI is probably not going to have O4 or O5 models. The O series is probably not going individually. They're all merged into GPT-5. The API price is input tokens cheaper than 4.0 and 4.1. The output tokens are slightly more expensive, so which based on this, we can pretty much infer that the GPT-5, the model size is probably on the same level as 4.0 and 4.1. It's probably not on 4.5 scale. It is, at the launch, are available to all ChatGPT users, including the free users. And on ChatGPT, for the first time, it can decide how long to think. You can choose. It can decide itself how long to think. And of course, the users can choose to think longer or give an instant answer. And another news that I don't have a lot to say, but I'll say this really briefly in this video. So on GPT-5's launch date, so OpenAI immediately removed all the legacy models, including like GPT 4.0 and 4.1 and O3 from ChatGPT. They're all gone. But they immediately faced a lot of backlash on X, on Reddit. So many people, actually including me, miss the unique personality of 4.0 and feel GPT-5 model is way too cold. And even if I tried to instruction engineer it, it doesn't give the 4.0 response anymore. It's really difficult. Maybe I will elaborate in the future video. So, and on Reddit, there are many posts ranting about GPT-5 feeling worse than 4.0. So I remember at that time I checked Reddit, the OpenAI Reddit, pretty much every day, and there's many posts and rants about that. So OpenAI quickly brought back all the legacy models in a special legacy model setting in ChatGPT. So this shows that GPT-5, despite being good at solving difficult problems, frontier problems, they might not be might not feel better comparing to for all models in a daily chat, because most users in the whole world are going to be casual users. They are not going to attack Nobel Prize level science problems. They are chatting with ChatGPT. So perhaps this shows that at 4.0 or 4.1 level, the daily chat performance already saturated, is plateauing. And of course, the benchmarks doesn't really it's failing to align with people's preferences, because again, benchmarks measure models' abilities on solving difficult problems, but most people use it to chat daily. August 21st, DeepSeek v3.1 released by DeepSeek. So the open weight, and again, 671 billion parameters, 128 context window. Because this is a hybrid model supporting both thinking mode and non-thinking mode, like R1 and V3. So it is outperforming the latest DeepSeek V3 and DeepSeek R1 in agent benchmark. So from this point, DeepSeek, just like OpenAI, will probably not going to release a dedicated R series models, and it will be V models from now on. August 26th, Nano Banana, aka Gemini 2.5 Flash image, released by Google. So this is a native image generation model in Gemini 2.5 Flash, and it has really strong character consistency, mind-blowingly good at image editing. You give it an image, you want it to edit something, and don't edit stuff that it shouldn't be edited. Nano Banana does it really well. So why was it called a Nano Banana? So it was initially a stealth codename used during anonymous testing on various testing platforms, but it was really famous for being really good. It was too good, and the name Nano Banana went really viral. So Google pretty much embraced the name Nano Banana at this point. And one of the viral trends I give is to generate a model with a 3D figurine, and the model of the 3D figurine on the screen, on a computer screen, on the background. So the fact that this can go viral shows how good of a character consistency the Nano Banana really is. So if the 3D figurine it doesn't feel like your input, this cannot really go viral. If you wanted to generate a figure of yourself, if the model is bad at character consistency, and the stuff in the model is not as good as it doesn't look like you, this thing would not go viral. So from this point in time, so image generation is also Google's strength. Also dominated by Google. September 15th, GPT-5 Codex released by OpenAI. So this is a specialized version of GPT-5 optimized for complex agentic software engineering tasks. So this is toward the end of 2025. Agentic coding is completely blown up. So OpenAI released this specialized version of the model. September 29th, Cloud Sonnet 4.5 released by Anthropic, another top coding model and another win for all the web coders. For me right now, when I'm coding daily in Cursor, so one of the models I would like to use is the Cloud Sonnet 4.5. Very, very reliable. And web coders will just get a win, and one win after the other. September 30th, Sora 2 released by OpenAI. So Sora was generally released late 2024. Did not make that much of a impact. So Sora 2 had a lot of great improvements. So the flagship image generation model significantly improved physics accuracy from Sora 1. It's much less likely to generate stuff that completely defies physics. It will not have things that doesn't belong in the world suddenly appearing in the image, in the video, stuff like that. Damn it! It's already 34 minutes. I feel like my language speaking skills are not supporting. So it now can generate audio alongside the video, just like VO3. So you can have characters in the video actually speaking, and that is a major leap from Sora 1. Sora 1 doesn't do that. And it also, at the same time, launched the Sora app in the App Store, a new dedicated app. It's a vertical screen app where you can share and watch other people's creativity using Sora 2. And you can also use the cameo feature to generate a image videos with you as a character, or use other people's cameo like Sam Altman's in your generated videos. So this is perhaps a new attempt at a new form of social media. But it did become #1 downloaded app on iOS App Store in the US for a short time. But towards the end of 2025, I don't think Sora 2 gets as popular as a new form of social media. The popularity is going down over time quickly. October 15th, Cloud Haiku 4.5 released by Anthropic. So the new frontier performance model, Haiku 4.5, at significantly lower cost and really fast response speed. Yes, it is very good. Although I pretty much never tried Haiku 4.5. I use Sonnet 4.5 pretty much all the time. October 21, ChatGPT Atlas browser launched by OpenAI, just like Perplexity's. So it has a lot of similarities to Perplexity Comet browsers. This is another AI native web browser with with a large language model, in this case ChatGPT embedded into it. Will these AI browsers became a big thing in later 2026? Not sure. Will Google make Chrome integrated with Gemini and completely take over the AI browser thing? Not sure. Right now, today is the end of January 2026. I already heard that Gemini is being integrated into Google Chrome for some new crazy stuff. I haven't got a time to test it. How Gemini is being integrated into Google Chrome right now. November 6th, Kimi K2 Thinking. The K2 was already released earlier. K2 Thinking now released by Moonshot AI. It's open weight mixture of experts architecture model. Again, 32 billion active parameters, a lot of experts, and 1 trillion total parameters. So Kimi K2 Thinking is right now one of these strongest open weight models out there. It has very strong agentic capabilities. November 13th, GPT 5.1 released by OpenAI. So it's an incremental improvement over GPT-5. It is a 0.1. So OpenAI said it was warmer than GPT-5. It is an attempt they listen to the feedback from people who heavily missed 4.0 when they first removed 4.0 from ChatGPT, and they made GPT 5.1 warmer than GPT 5. I tried it. I think it is warmer, but the character itself is really not the same as GPT 4.0. November 17th, Grok 4.1 released by XAI, an incremental improvement over Grok 4. So you see, at this time, having released model with 0.1 version numbers, it became a thing. November 18th, Gemini 3 Pro and Google Anti-Gravity released by Google. So Gemini 3 Pro. So earlier Gemini 2 Pro, Gemini 2.5 Pro is already state of the art. Right now, this Gemini 3 Pro is new state of the art model. Total domination on many benchmarks. It's a solid #1 place on LLM Arena. Not even everyone else, not even close. Solid #1 place till this day. So this is the time where Google is really getting ahead of everyone else in the AI race. And there are rumors saying because of this, so OpenAI internally standing in red alert, saying that Google's really becoming a threat. I remember at the end of 2024, probably Google OpenAI feels like their lead is way ahead, but right now it's no longer the case. So at the same day, Google released Google Anti-Gravity. It's an AI-powered IDE. It is a fork of VS Code, just like Cursor. And of course, it integrated Gemini Pro's very strong general ability to give this AI-powered IDE. So pretty cool. And I haven't tried it, but I don't have many people saying that it's that much different or better than Cursor. November 19th, so GPT 5.1 Codex Max, GPT 5.1 Codex Max released by OpenAI. available in codecs. November 20th, Nano Banana Pro, which is Gemini 3 Pro image released by Google. Another improvement over Nano Banana. So Nano Banana is already really good. Nano Banana Pro, even stronger than the mind-blowing Nano Banana. API is more expensive as expected, but it's really good, and it totally justifies the more expensive price. So Nano Banana Pro is mind-blowingly good at one-shotting generating complex image like a textbook with a lot of words in it, completely spelled correctly. So those are some of the generating so many consistent and correct letters, and even Chinese characters was completely unheard of even several months ago. But now Nano Banana Pro can do it easily. And November 24th, Cloud Opus 4.5. Cloud Opus 4.5 released by Anthropic. So this is the new Anthropic flagship. It's great at coding, agents, etc. Obviously expected. Anthropic does it really well. And the API price, the special thing about Opus 4.5 is that Opus is already the most expensive and biggest model series of Anthropic. The API price is 3 times cheaper than Opus 4.1. So now it's on a whole cheaper level compared to 4.1. Of course, it's still more expensive than Sonnet 4.5, but at this price, the Opus 4.5 is really becoming useful. Otherwise, Opus 4.1 tiered pricing is really hard to justify using it through API. December 1st, DeepSeek v3.5 released by DeepSeek. DeepSeek 3.2. Oh my god, it's already 41 minutes. It's already longer than the Chinese version of the video. Oh my god. Don't worry. I'm gonna finish this video no matter what. Okay. It's an open weight and a mixture of expert MOE architecture model from DeepSeek. 37 billion active parameters, and again, total parameters 671 billion. So, yeah. At this point, this is an incremental update from DeepSeek. DeepSeek is definitely not giving an R2 version. So the next model we are anticipating will be v3.5 or v4 from DeepSeek. December 11th, GPT 5.2 released by OpenAI. So this is an incremental improvement over GPT 5.1. It's perhaps a response for Google Gemini 3's domination, and OpenAI sounded red alert, saying they have to give whatever the best they've got, throw it out there, and that's GPT 5.2. December 16th, GPT Image 1.5 released by OpenAI. They released this much updated native image generation capabilities, and it features very powerful image generation and editing capabilities, just like Google's Nano Banana Pro. Very strong. It has very strong character consistency when doing editing. But based on my limited testing, it's not as good as Nano Banana Pro, but it's still pretty good. Not as good as Nano Banana Pro though. December 17th, Gemini 3 Flash released by Google in the Gemini 3 series. It is a fast and cost-effective frontier model. I remember at that time it is number 2 spot, just behind Google Gemini 3 Pro. So a Gemini 2 Flash, also very powerful model. Finally, last one, December 18th, GPT 5.2 Codex released by OpenAI. Another strong coding model. All right, that's it. That's the entire 2025 timeline. And I've been speaking English for a really long time. I don't feel. Anyway, right now I know I need a lot of more practice, and I will. The more I speak English, the more I will get better at speaking at it. Okay, so here are my predictions I made at the end of 2024 for 2025. Is that first of all, OpenAI released GPT-5. Very easy prediction, obviously true. And I predicted at least one AI killer app appears in 2025, and I don't think it is true. So I don't think Sora counts. It's not a new killer app a few months after the release. So I also predicted there's no next generation of Apple Vision Pro update, and I was wrong. The Apple Vision Pro got a minor Amplifier update. Okay, so 1 out of 3 correct. So my prediction for 2026 I promise I made this prediction before the beginning of 2026. All right. So my first prediction, once again, I predict there will be at least one AI killer app. What is the app about? I have no idea. And what does it do? How does it AI? Is it text? Is it video? I don't know, but that's my prediction. And I also predicted that GPT-4o will not be deprecated in ChatGPT in the entire year, and it will stay in the legacy model forever. And actually, just yesterday, I saw OpenAI's post about they're planning to sunset GPT-4o on February 13th, which probably shows that I'm wrong. Again, I'm already wrong in this prediction, but maybe not necessarily. On Reddit, on X, there are a lot of backlash about they want to keep 4o forever. So once again, there are a lot of backlash. People are not used to 5 as OpenAI has predicted. So maybe this won't. Maybe their removal won't become true, and GPT-4 will stay there in 2026, and I will be correct. Maybe, I don't know. And finally, I'm really bullish in AI helping economy, by which I mean stock market. I hope and I predict S&P 500 grow by more than 10% by the end of 2026. But there's at least one pullback of more than 10%. Why and when the pullback? I don't know. That's my prediction. Finally, okay, I'm done. If you like this video if you like, give me a thumbs up my video or subscribe to my channel. I will immediately get notified on my phone, and you will make my day. Maybe it's 2 weeks later, or maybe 1 month, several years later. Sometimes I see if I see you liking my video or subscribe to my channel, it will make me really happy. I would really appreciate all of your support and feedback. And yes, at this point, it's been 47 minutes of a video. The first time I really recorded any video speaking English for this long. I know my English absolutely suck. Inside my head, I feel like I have a picture of myself mastering the English language in delivering all this amazing stuff, but clearly not. Clearly, my oral English is a bottleneck that prevented me from delivering what I want to deliver into these videos. I recorded this Chinese version of this video 1 month ago, and the Chinese version went much smoother. Right, so now I know I need to practice my English. In fact, I have indeed one other video prepared. I might just record it. But anyway, Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year. Few years later, when I'm recording many more English videos, I will come back to this video, and I will look at myself being cringe. I will not enjoy looking at myself speaking English this way. But it's all okay. I have to cringe before I bitch. If I don't practice, I will never improve. And that's all I have. See you. Happy New Year.